What a weekend. The hope for the Champions Sport between Chelsea versus Man U still on. Do you think that Man U will fall on the bridge? Well, welcome to Weekend Sports on HOD TV and Radio with your host, Emmanuel. The race for the Champions spot in the English Premiership League is still on. And this weekend we have Chelsea versus Man United. Last weekend, Chelsea lost at home to Man City. And Man U surprisingly lost at home to Leeds 2-1. So who do you think will win between Chelsea versus Man U? Please put it on the comment section. Let's have your take on that. Meanwhile, on the table we have Arsenal leading right now. Man City second. Man U. Then we have Aston Villa, Liverpool. Then Chelsea they are sixth. So if Chelsea wins the match right now, see that they will climb onto and they'll just reduce the difference and they might enter the Champions League spot. So I want to hear your on the comments, your take. Who do you think will win between Chelsea versus Man United? And also, who do you think will make the top 5 for the Champions League spot? Meanwhile, we have for tomorrow's fixture versus Man City. Wow! On this one, I'll say what a match! So who do you think will win between Arsenal versus Man City? Considering that whosoever wins this match, it's going to be a very important title decider. If Arsenal is able to win the match, come on, they might have the advantage to win. But if Man City wins them, I can guarantee you that Man City might take that lead. So, who do you think will win between Arsenal versus Man City? Considering the form of Man City right now, we all know Pep. Once Pep is ready on this title chasing mood, come on, you cannot stop him. So, who do you think will win between Arsenal versus Man City? Meanwhile, we also have today Copa del Rey final between Atletico Madrid versus Real Sociedad. Woo! What a match! It's going to be a very wonderful feature. So, who do you think will win? Well, me, I'm sticking my neck for Atletico Madrid. So, I want to hear your take. You think that Lookman will win his first title? Come on. It's going to be a very wonderful congratulatory message to Lookman as a Nigerian winning his first title on these 6 months. Come on, put it there. Who do you think will win between Atletico Madrid versus Real Sociedad? Meanwhile, we have other fixtures for the English Premiership League. We have Brentford versus Fulham, early kickoff. Then we have the likes of Tottenham versus Brighton. Then Newcastle versus Bournemouth, Leeds versus Wolves. Then Chelsea versus Man United. Tomorrow we have the likes of Everton versus Liverpool, Sunderland versus Aston Villa, and Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Then Man City versus Arsenal. Then on Monday night fixture, Crystal Palace versus West Ham. So put on, predict, and let's see your comments. Then over to the Serie A. We have the likes of Udinese versus Parma. We have Napoli versus Lazio, Roma versus Atalanta, Cremonese versus Torino, Pisa Genoa, Verona Milan, Juventus Bologna. Then Leeds Fiorentina. Inter Milan yesterday won their match 3-0 to Cagliari. Then Sassuolo 1, Como 2-1. Then we move over to the League One. In the League One, we have the likes of Lorient versus Marseille, Angers versus Lyon, then Lyon versus Nantes, Monaco versus Orsay, Mans versus Paris, Nantes versus Brest, Strasbourg versus Rennes. Then on Monday, we have PSG versus Lyon. Then we move over to the Bundesliga. Where in the Bundesliga, we have Leverkusen versus Augsburg, Hoffenheim versus Dortmund, Werder Bremen versus Hamburg, Union Berlin versus Wolfsburg, Frankfurt versus Leipzig, Freiburg versus Hoffenheim, and Bayern Munich Stuttgart, Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Mainz 05. So it promises to be a very wonderful fixture, considering that La Liga this week might not really hold due to the Copa del Rey final. So let's hope that Atletico Madrid, because of our boy Lookman, wins the match, because we really want him to win something. So this is Weekend Sports at HOD TV and Radio with your host Emmanuel. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.